Minasan, okarina-sai. Today, once again, I'm here to talk about someone who is a little more under the radar compared to the other ladies that I cover on here. But of course, she is super talented and has a really good, strong singing voice. Maki Kawase, born December 31st, the very last day of the year, in 1995, from Chiba Prefecture, part of the agency Arts Vision. Since her elementary school years, she had an interest in manga due to her frequent visits to her aunt's house. She first discovered the voice acting profession after learning that a manga she was reading was receiving an anime adaptation. During her second year in high school, her friends invited her to an event that had a voice actor as a guest speaker. At the time, she was more interested in the work being promoted itself than the guest, but after seeing said Seiyuu speak lines, she was impressed to the point where she was already looking for voice acting training schools. During her third year of high school, she enrolled at the Japan Narration Acting Institute, a school she chose because classes were held once a week and high school students were actually allowed to attend. She also worked part-time in order to pay for her tuition. During her studies, she was surprised to learn that voice actors were actually expected to learn how to sing and dance as well. After finishing her program, she became affiliated with her current agency after passing an audition. Her first anime role was in the 2015 children's anime Shima Shima Tora no Shimajiro. She also had an unnamed role in Detective Conan. In 2017, at the age of 22, she had her first named role as Towako as well as Akira in A Centaur's Life. The next year was her first main role as a character Ellie Hoshino in the 2018 anime Dragon Pilot, as well as performing the ending for episodes 4, 5, and 6. There was also Ingrid in The Master of Ragnarok, then probably her biggest role, Junko Kono in the Idol series Zombieland Saga, a role she would later perform as during live events with the group Franchouchou. Now in 2019, she played the role of Yakumo in Vow Love, also performing the ending with the main cast, as well as voicing Kiriko in Kanagawa Jet Girls, the young version of the main character Ichiro in the ecchi short series Why the Hell Are You Here, Teacher? Also the young version of Villain Askeladd in Vinland Saga. That's hype, but less hype would be Marcella in Didn't I Say to Make My Abilities Average in the Next Life, which actually is a fun show and has a banger opening. 2020, she voiced Yuna, the protagonist of the series Kuma 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 Bear, where she also performs the ending theme, Anone. Other characters include Hirona in a Katana Maiden spin-off, Kunai in Monster Girl Doctor, and Chikage in Tamayomi, but also Yayoi in Major Second, 2 baseball shows in the same season. 2021 was the second season of Zombieland Saga, but also the second season of How Not to Summon a Demon Lord, where she voiced the new character, Tria, or maybe it's Traya. She also had Ryo in the Magyar Record anime, and she voiced Hitomi in Kageki Shoujo along with like 5 other smaller unnamed girls in the same show. Guess I can also mention Will in the Faraday Paladin, which is one of her most favorite characters, though I've never even heard of the show. The last thing for this year was a singular episode for the Cinderella 9 anime where she debuted as her character Chiyo Sakurada, becoming part of the live unit INHI 16, probably pronouncing it wrong, but yeah, which is another live performing role for her, and that means more money. On to 2022, which is another really good year for her, voicing Hana Ichijo in the soccer anime Aoashi, Tokiko in Summertime Rendering, Bowie in IdolMaster's Win, then 2 pretty cool ones, Fuki in Licorice Recoil, and Shima in Bocchi the Rock, which is technically a 1-episode character, but I wanted to mention it here rather than later. So, 2023, she debuted into Danmachi in Season 5, voicing Noine, debuting into Season 2 of The Ancient Magus Bride as Philomela. There was also Eve in Magical Destroyers, Keen in the Nier Automata anime, as well as Anessa in My Daughter Left the Nest and returned as an S-rank adventurer, Mina Misato in 16-Bit Sensation, and Tsukasa Kiryu in IdolMastercinderellagirls, which she actually began back in 2021 for the game version. For this year of 2024, she has already voiced Teresa in some isekai light novel series. That being, my instant death ability is so overpowered, no one in the solo world stands a chance against me. That's a long title. Then, fairly soon in the summer, she'll be voicing Chisaki in the romance series Alia Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian. I'm actually surprised she doesn't have more going on this year. I know we're only halfway done, but compared to the recent years, she had way more going on in this time period. Anyway, some more unnamed or 1-episode characters that I didn't mention are in shows like Call of the Night, Boogie Pop Phantom, Kaguya-sama Love is War, Seiren, Domestic Girlfriend, Talentless Nana, Wasteful Days of High School Girls, Love Live Sunshine, Meiroku-chan, Demon Slayer Swordsmith Village Arc, Zom 100, and Fruits Basket. Lots of good stuff there, and that was basically just the good stuff, having another 10 or so shows that I didn't mention. Even with her main career, I skipped over a fair amount of stuff. She may not have too many well-known characters, but she is in a lot of anime. She's got a little over 40 named characters in her 7-ish years career, most of which actually happening during and after the pandemic era. Aside from voicing, she also has music credits in, well, I actually already mentioned all of them: Kuma Bear, Dragon Pilot, Bow Love, and Franchouchou, of course. Not having her own solo career, even if I really feel she should, she never wanted to be a singer. Her goal was always being a Seiyuu. Games include some usual stuff like Magi Record, Grand Blue Fantasy, Blue Archive, and Azure Lane. Her idol tie-ins for I'm a Cinderella Girls and Cinderella 9, being a more recent addition to the Princess Connect mobile game, and also being in the Konosuba game as Leah, who is not in the anime yet for some reason. But then two pretty big ones, Sui-san in Disgaea 7, and then Juyi, hopefully I said that right, in Honkai Star Rail. Honestly, her getting a Hoyoverse role is really big in my opinion. That is usually saved for all the big name Seiyuu. Hopefully Maki gets there someday, but for now, her lives include, well, at least 2 Cinderella 9 events. Can't really confirm any others since those are hard to access for foreigners. I only know these 2 for sure because of her socials. But what's more accessible and what I can confirm are her IdolMaster lives, like being at the Cinderella Girls 10th anniversary for 2 of the shows, the broadcast and Happy New Year event on day 1, Kageyaki Yomatsuri in 2023, and Master of Idol World 2023, day 2. Unfortunately not being at the Ichigan Fest, but she was part of the Cinderella Girls unit tour that happened this year, her show being back in February with her unit Ruby Countess. And lastly, Franchouchou being at all of their shows for their 4 lives that they've had, also being at Anime Expo in 2019 to promote Zombieland Saga in collaboration with Crunchyroll. Next up would be the fun facts. As always, her socials include Twitter X as well as Instagram, and her height is 160 centimeters or 5'3". Before I get into the actual facts itself, I would like to talk about her role as Junko in Zombieland Saga real quick. She had no singing or dancing experience prior to this role, so she took lessons to improve her skills. At first, she couldn't even do simple steps that the other Seiyuu had experience doing, so she felt it was difficult for her to catch up, even though she was practicing a lot at home. Maki had no idea that the Seiyuu would be performing as their respective characters and never thought that she would actually be doing that. Even though she did learn about it in school, none of her prior characters had to do this, so she wasn't used to it. But that all changed when she took to the stage and saw the audience in front of her react to her performance. That made all of the effort and practice worth it. I was incredibly shocked to find this out. I thought she was already an experienced singer. She has a very powerful voice, especially during Franchouchou's Atsukanare. Keeping up with that, some say she has a very strong voice for her age, despite being able to also make very soft voices. And that's just in terms of acting. Her singing voice also has a lot of range. So now on to regular facts. She likes black tea sweets. She is a fan of Disney characters, with her favorite being Baymax. Maki's first anime love was the gentleman thief Kato Kid. I'm sure all the Tuxedo Mask fans are slightly tilted right now, though she said it could have also been Sesshomaru. She really likes the white themed boys, I guess. She has also said that she was in the volleyball club at some point, I'd assume in high school. When asked what bothers her, she replied that she doesn't like doing dishes. She continued to say though she loves to cook, the fact that she has to do dishes afterwards makes her second guess if she actually wants to cook or not. To get around this dilemma, she started buying paper plates and disposable chopsticks. Modern problems require modern solutions, I guess. She also said that she ended up buying a dishwasher anyway, so I guess that works too. She is fond of drawing pictures of the characters that she voices, including Junko, which I have actually seen quite a few drawings of. She is very good at that, by the way, and on Junko's birthday, which is September 2nd, Maki wrote a letter in which she thanked Junko for allowing her to be her voice. She then later uploaded it to her Twitter account. Maki seems to own a cat, which I always see her posting about as well, and his name is Gen-chan. Her nickname is Chanmaki, which I absolutely love. Most nicknames actually have Chan at the end, as I'm sure you already know, but hers is the opposite. I would love to hear the origins of this. She seems to be an avid Animal Crossing player and posts a lot of screenshots to her socials. She also cries very easily, especially when she is excited or moved by someone's words. One of her closest friends is fellow Seiyuu and Franchouchou member Kaede Hondo, most likely due to them working together many times with Zombieland Saga. At one point after a trip together to Enoshima, they changed their Twitter pictures together with comments implying that they were each other's best friends. And finally, when she's nervous, she tends to talk a lot and very fast. They jokingly call her a talking machine gun. And with that, we have reached the ending. As always, thank you for watching. Also shout outs to the channel NauFF or NauFF, Hopefully one of those is the correct way of saying it. They have a lot of sub-Franchouchou content that I use for research, and their channel will be linked down below. Maki is just a really cool person, someone I would actually want to hang out with a lot more than most of the Seiyuu that I am a fan of. I really vibe with her personality. Also, her career is nearing a decade at this point, and she's been with the same agency for all of it. Not many Seiyuu do this. I guess that was a bonus fact. Anyway, if you enjoyed, please do leave a like and share this around. Give Maki the attention she deserves. Also, please join me in the next one about the idol princess within the Wake Up Girls Seiyuu unit, someone who Maki-chan actually works with in both of her Cinderella-named idol groups. Might look forward to seeing you there.